Hello guys, my name is Abraham Lee and welcome to the show where we talk about levels that are sitting on my hard drive. Today I've got something special. In celebration of Blocktober, we will be playing a level that I still really badly want to finish but also can't at all. Which sounds weird, I know, but I ran into engine limitations. Anyway, the level itself is based off of Dishonored, which is why this one makes it really special to me. Because that is an amazing game, and I really love the level design. And something is going on up there. And so I built this to kind of emulate that. And I actually think I did a pretty good job, which is weird, because Half-Life 2 is not a game designed around these sort of more open, free-flowing combat areas. It also has no stealth system, so that kind of limits things too. But I did my best. And so the intro basically came in with a boat ride, you know, a la Dishonored, and you came in here and got off here, and then you'd walk up into here and get a briefing from a little rebel friend, and then they would talk to you over the radio. I never got it to that point, so, yeah, this is about as much as there is. It's just a small resupply point and one of the few health charges in the map, as well as a turret, so if you're getting chased and you have no supplies, you can just, you know, have them run into the turret and die. I will say, though, before we head outside and I really start talking, this is going to be a lot more informal. Normally I have notes for these things, but this level is so large, it is not going to be as easy for me to talk about. So I'll just kind of talk about things naturally, and we'll see how that works out. This video is probably going to be a longer one, like really long. If you're looking at the timestamp, I might edit things down a little. We'll see how things go, but yeah. So I always like starting players off with a little bit of exploration, you know, get their feet wet, and kind of also introduce them to how this map's gonna work, because it doesn't exactly flow like normal Half-Life levels. Oh yeah, the story. I forgot about that. So in this map, your main objective, because I noticed in Dishonored levels, in Dishonored 2 at least, there are normally two objectives, and this one is take out the Strider and take out the mortar cannon. They're both pretty difficult to do because you need to find a rocket launcher to take out the Strider. And the mortar cannon is in a really heavily fortified building, which, you'll see in a second. And so I like having them both, they're both constantly present, reminding you that you need to take them out. And depending on which one you take out first, the defenses of each actually change. The Strider will behave differently, become more violent, get reinforcements, and the building over there will lock itself down. And you'll see that as I play through this. Also was very cognizant of player progression. I wanted to encourage players to explore. See, you can find a pistol out here. Oh yeah, I'm running my my custom AI and weapon set code base. So this was originally intended for vanilla Half-Life 2. The weapons and stuff kind of changed the balance a little bit. I've talked about my shotgun nerf in the past, and that's one of the things that it changes. It makes some parts better, some parts worse. I'll just say that much. So if things get bad, I can only blame myself. Oh, put that there. And I'm also slowly trying to introduce players to mechanics, because I don't know how long it's been since they've played the original game, and some stuff can, you know, you want to introduce them to mechanics in a safe environment, but you don't have to, like, hold their hand because they've encountered them before. Just a subtle reminder of, you know, that you can pick up and throw or reprogram hopper mines and stuff like that. Because later on in the level, I get pretty... Oh, hello. I get pretty mean with the hopper mines, so I really needed this area here to kind of train players and be like, hey, look out, these are here. You need to look out for their clicking, the clickety-clacking. I was talking about before I got interrupted. Oh yeah, weapon progression. Because this was more Dishonored style, one of the best ways for me to encourage players to do a different approach. Because you could just run headlong into things. Oh yeah, as you can see, I'm avoiding the Strider. Strider is one of the few enemies in the game that actually have stealth mechanics to them. And the only problem, though, is that once they find you, they tend to really stick to you. so you guys aren't just waiting around forever. I'm trying to avoid aggroing it. But yeah, so I try to use weapons and the player's power levels to limit what they're able to do, but if they really want to, they can. And see, that's the mortar cannon up there. And, oh boy, and a lot of turrets. So, if I were to redo this, I'd probably draw more attention towards that building, so you know, hey, I need to turn off this shield. But as of right now, you're kind of just more encouraged into this open space, which is kind of good, I guess, because I'm encouraging player exploration, and so you're kind of thrown out on your own, trying to figure out a way to go, or some solution. Anyway, let's have this in first encounter with some... Oh, goodness. Ah, normal mode. I forgot how easy it is. And so as you can see, there's a lot of supplies around here. And I kind of did that on purpose, so there's a little bit more than you need, because you're going to be going through these areas a lot. And it creates this interesting dynamic that I actually really like. Is because the... Ooh, let him pass. Because the amount of supplies you have is limited. It's because there's very few infinite ammo crates. There is one. Two? Two. There's two. And I'll point those out when we get to them. But they're really difficult to get to, and they take some work to kind of unlock. So you kind of start to have this what's the word? Slowly encroaching tension. Because the enemies that you're fighting, after you kill a certain number of soldiers, random patrols start spawning in, and I'll point them out when we run into them. They what's the word I'm saying? So the amount of enemies you're fighting are infinite. Now let me clear this out. But your ammunition reserves are not. So over time, you start to... The amount of enemies you're facing will eventually outpace the amount of supplies you have. Maybe not ammunition, because the enemies carry guns, but definitely when it comes to stuff like health and things like that. Ooh, oh, that's just a... I'll take it. I've also haven't played this in a while, and I am going to be surprised by a couple things. I'll just say that now. This map is so large, I started to lose track of where everything was. But yeah, that ammunition tension, which I really liked. It's not something that you get all that much in base Half-Life 2. This slowly sense that you need to get your job done, or else you're gonna be in between a rock and a hard place. Because there are times I've played this level on hard, and I've been down to like 30 health, running between every building I've been to, desperately looking for a health kit. Anyway, objectives. Okay, so you see the shield here, and this is supposed to indicate that this is a combined outpost. And you're supposed to see that turret. You can use physics props, I guess, to hit it, but I tried to make it where it was difficult to do that. And so that's sort of encouraging you to be like, hey, I need to look for grenades. And they're in this building here. I tried to signpost that with like lambda symbols and things. Let's see if I can... Oh, I don't have it in this version. I had two versions of this level on my hard drive, so we'll see if this is the right one in a little bit. Oh, and then here are some hints of other areas, just kind of interconnections. And a sneaky little hopper mine. I probably should have made that more obvious, but whatever. No one's going to play this. Oh, and then here's a turret up here as well. I did this partly to shock players, but also remind them how to take out turrets. Because this one's much easier to just knock over than the other one. I can't remember. There should be... Did I see him? Oh, there he is. Yeah, head grabs. Aw, little guy. He's trying. And there's plenty of side paths, which is one of the reasons I was running into engine limitations, is because there were so many side paths, it was really difficult to control how many AI are active at once. So I often had to end up being clever about what AI I picked to have, and their positioning, so that I could just use less of them at once. Because players could totally walk into an area, have all the AI spawn, and then walk out. So it's... Yeah, that's frustrating to deal with. Oh, and that there. Okay, so this is another thing I wanted to do with this level. With having multiple paths, but one kind of golden path, I wanted all the side paths to be knowledge based, where you wouldn't know they were there the first time around, but the second or third time, if you found them or kind of saw a different area, you notice them, and they could be useful. They could be useful. See there how there's not much debris coming when I break that prop. That's part of those engine limitations I was talking about. I think I just have too many entities in this level, and there's so much going on here that keeping track of everything active in the level got very difficult. But anyway, as I was saying, and so these side paths, they would be helpful because you backtrack and go through the same area so much that they would be helpful to get you out of tight spots once you discovered them. But if you're replaying the level, because I don't know, you died or you just for some reason wanted to replay the level, you could actually go back and use these spots and the level would play slightly differently. So like here, you can actually jump out this window. Oh goodness. You can actually jump out this window and get access to the other half of the map a little earlier than you would going that way. But because I want to do a little bit of what the what the hell? I hear soldiers outside. Is someone here? See, this is another thing, is that there's so much going on this level that sometimes the NPCs will just not behave. Like, guys will come out of nowhere, and I have no idea where they spawned from, where they came from, or what. It's actually kind of terrifying. So I'll probably have to deal with that in a little bit. Oh yeah, also I found out this is one of the few levels where the AI will actually investigate sounds. So if sometimes when you're shooting indoors, they'll send a guy to investigate what's going on in there. Hello. Oh, that didn't work. No, you're supposed to be smarter than that. I put this whole doorway here and everything. Alright, well, whatever. Oh yeah, and then again, multiple ways to hit a combat encounter, because you can see the enemy patrol away if you're quick enough, but you have two entrances, so you can either go this way or try and sneak up behind him, but this position's a lot more close quarters, I guess. And if the other soldier was smart and came around the other way, which they do sometimes, I made sure of that. This guy was just a little eager today. And this is where you find grenades. And then we can take out this turret. Oh, there's a soldier. Great situational awareness, dude. Oof! Oh, come on. I get the slam dunk with that guy, and this is going on. There we go. A little bit of storytelling here too. Here is that the rebels were fighting in here, and the Combine kind of rooted them out with the Strider and just their heavy presence. And so that cache of grenades was supposed to be a rebel cache, and I would have probably put more bodies there given time. Okay, let's go take down this shield. Oh, hello. That's another thing that, because I was trying to control player weapon progression, I used a lot of shotgunners in patrols and stuff. Just to, because you can't take out the shotgunner if you have a pistol, at least not fast enough for it to matter. And may be good, may be bad. It also made things a little bit easier with navigation, because they tend not to try to get line of sight. And with the way... Please don't see me. Please don't see me. Okay. With the way this level is kind of broken up, that people can take very meandering paths to get good line of sight, and then the AI just gets weird, and I don't want to deal with that. So shotgunners ease that up a little bit, because they'll run straight at you, so they tend to take simpler routes. And that's also why... Okay, well... There's supposed to be a shotgunner right here. I think earlier what's the word? He was probably the guy down there. How did you get out? Where did you come from? Oh, there's a doorway down there. Okay, well. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's you never know what you're gonna find. But there's supposed to be a shotgunner here, so that you're kind of encouraged to not get their attention. See, slight stealth mechanics. And he was doing an idle animation, and then you'll trigger this. And, well, this won't set him off. If the turret shoots at you, it will. Oh, but they could also just see you anyway, which he's already done. This is about to get ugly. Oh boy. And now they open doors too, see? Alright, I'm ready for you. I can do this. I won't die. I got so much health. I'm playing on normal. Yeah, okay. Well, things are about to go differently anyway. So this is... I hear someone. Oh, there's a shotgunner. What is going on? What are you... Oh, both of you are down there. Well, I got a present for you. That was bad. And see, one thing... Oh, hello. See, SMG soldiers aren't that bad. Especially on... There's someone else? Oh, God. You're scaring me, man. Quit hiding. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Come up here. Thank you. Okay, well that's what I'm talking about. Like it's so random sometimes, and it's kind of great actually. You'll have these really dynamic encounters, and so that can be tough to design levels around because you need to make sure that every area is potentially a good area for a fight. And not everything's like that. As you can see here, I was kind of funneling them, but the sightlines are interesting enough that like all of my shotgun blasts couldn't kill the guy because this stuff was in the way. So I was really conscious of that. Even in relatively linear spaces where there's only one route, you still have plenty of sight lines to at least make the fight kind of interesting. And it's not, because you can't really do as much strategic combat between the two sides. Miles will make it a little bit more difficult for the player to aim. Anyway, so what was supposed to happen, let me go out here and show you. If you didn't alert those shotgunners, you would come down here and all... Oh, that door's open. That door's normally closed. A soldier must have opened it up. And it didn't open that one. I don't know, man. Like I said, they do a lot of things. And that's the shield generator control. And I probably would have set up a camera given more time. This room's also very important because it is filled with supplies. And that's what I wanted to do, is make supplies in logical places. So since this is a small combine outpost, they would be stocked to the brim. And once you sort of took this stuff, that'd be kind of be the point where the range would slowly come more and more off, and you'd be able to explore the level a little bit more at your leisure. But because those shotgunners were so nice and let me in, I'm just gonna knock out the generator. Please don't. Oh my God. What if I... See, I designed this way to make it more difficult to do and make you think about it, but I should have done that a little bit better. Because I wanted to make it where you had to open that door and bounce it out there, but instead it's just stuck in the corner. Anyway, yeah, so disabling that generator, there's a couple more turrets downstairs, I'll point them out. One, it opens up all the doors, which makes it easier for the player to move around, but it also disables all of the these turrets down here, so that you're not accidentally, because this is a really good place to take cover. I got lost, there we go. And having these here just makes it very difficult when you're out there to both move up on... There's two mounted guns out there, by the way. To move up on the two mounted guns. And so I like doing that to... It's signposted. I made sure to signpost it so you're not just running into these lasers. Which again is why I put them over there on the other side of the building. And yeah, so those... Oh goodness, they found me. I'm ready for you. I know you want to death charge me. I know you're AI. Is there another one? No, this is using up my ammo. Yeah, come on, come on. Where'd you go? You're hiding amongst... Oh, there we go. Just hiding amongst his friends' bodies. I couldn't tell. Yeah, oh yeah, this room. So let's get some supplies, and then we can get our asses kicked by some mounted guns. Which, oh my gosh, see, that's what I'm talking about. The debris, there's not that much. I think there's some entities that could help control that, but I'm already doing a lot in terms of the amount of weapons on the ground, the amount of corpses. It's just... Oh, that's the most frustrating thing. If that hadn't started happening, and I did a lot to try and stop it, and it still kept happening, I would have kept working on this level. Because it's frustrating because it makes me have to limit the number of physics props I have, and I want as many as possible because the player has a gravity gun, and I want to give them as many chances as they can to do something different. And I could just do like static sort of detailing, even though a lot of the details in Half-Life 2 are based around physics props. It just limited things too much. Anyway, now that he's passed. So yeah, 2 mounted guns is really difficult. And on hard difficulty, these things take like chunks of your health out, but you can dodge them for a while. And I created this no man's land right over this berm. You can kind of assault there if you do some risky runs, but it's not really recommended. There's some more supplies over there too. I will leave that for now though and get into this building. Ooh. And this is really tense. Because they just start chewing you up. And the sight lines are really, like, they can get, oh, there's a turret up there. What to do. I will, ah, yes, okay, I can lock this door. I never remember which side of this door this locks on. I think I can deal with that turret. Nah, I'll come back to you. I'm running low on ammo. Maybe not, never mind. There's supposed to be hints that you need to find the rocket launcher, and there's 2 of them. There's one in here, in this building, and there's one in that building? No, the basement. Yeah, there's one in the basement of that building, I think. Well, I'll do this little thing, and then maybe I should get the rocket launcher, because the rocket launcher's half the battle. Once you have the rocket launcher, then it's about getting ammo. Yeah, I won't. I'll stop. I'll wait. And show some all the stuff going on here. So yeah, see that window there? That's the only one open, and you can come down here. Of course, that hopper mine is very risky. So I included this here so that if you're lucky and you have the knowledge, like I was talking about, you can disarm that if you're coming from the right angle. So like each different route has its advantages. This way you're not going to get hurt by the hopper mine, and well, this way it's a little bit trickier to get to it. There's also another route in here. See, this is trying to showing you where caches of ammunition are. There's some rockets in there, which that comes in handy when you're trying to take on the Strider. But here is actually another. Let me just kill these head crabs. Another route, because this actually. Let me take this out of the way. Oh great, they're patrolling. You can actually jump up on this van to get up here, and there's another route to get to this back alley. This one, though, the risky part about it is it's much easier for the Strider to spot you through these windows. Thankfully, that's not a problem here. I also tried to limit player armor and make them more of a reward, but I'm obviously doing really well anyway. Where did those guys go? Where? Who sees me? Maybe I shouldn't have opened that. Oh, and that's another thing about the opening the... Yeah, you run away. About opening these doors is that while it makes it easier for you to move around, it makes it easier for the Combine to move around too. And most of the doors can be opened by the soldiers. They just, they have to come at it from the right side, then the scripts will trigger and they'll open the doors themselves. Which just adds another layer of sort of strategery, I guess, to the combat, where you could technically lure soldiers, whatever. You can get soldiers to open doors for you, which I think is kind of neat. Let's go explore that room. Hopefully the Strider doesn't flank me. Oh yeah, and then I can open this barricade. In this room. So I wanted to include multiple factions because it creates the chance that they'll actually fight each other, especially with the random patrols. The soldiers can. Oh goodness, who? Sorry, I just need to focus for a second. Oh god. And see, that's why I like hopper mines. Is they kind of pulling them up isn't that hard, but you'll occasionally get into situations while you're retreating and you hear one, and you don't quite know where it is, but you know to not keep going that way. And then you saw there, I got trapped between a rock and a hard place. Who? You. Let's see you. Oh yeah, I love head crabs. Oh god. I'm trying to commentate. Oh god, he didn't like that. Oh, they're throwing grenades. Oh no. Natural selection, they gotten smart. I hear him. I guess not. Okay, let's just stop that from happening. Like I said, patrols are all random. Once you've killed enough soldiers, they start repopulating to help keep those numbers constant. And then as you progress through the level, like you get the rocket launcher or various other things, the time between patrols will decrease. And then depending on where you are, like when you're in the final stage, they start having AR2 guys with these patrols, and the patrols will become even more frequent. Yeah. Oh yeah, and these walls break. The Strider can shoot through them, which I really like. Striders have like sticky enemy, like targeting. So if they see you and you're behind a breakable, they'll realize it's breakable and they'll just keep shooting it. Oh yeah, so Lambda caches. I keep the player's weapons pretty basic, but there's a bunch of them more. Oh, you're in here. I thought I didn't put anything in here. But a lot of the more interesting long-range weapons, which make these fights a lot easier, those are a little bit more hidden. Like, it'd be so easy to take out those mounted guns with a long-range weapon, which is why I refrain from giving the player it. But if they searched around and found them, then sure, yeah, go ahead. Take the easy route. But I'm trying to get into this building over here. So the thing I wanted to do with this building is it's all about security. So you have to avoid these cameras and kind of figure out the lines of sight. Depending on the... Oh, goodness. Oh, he found me. Let's just dive in here. Depending on the angle you come from, you can... I'll show it up on this level. Yeah, and you see they're orange. So if you get a little bit closer, they'll go red, and then they'll alert the soldiers in this building. Which, I mean, most Half-Life players wouldn't want to avoid combat, and if they break one of the cameras, and they'll get alerted to you anyway. But, you know, depending how this level goes, it can vary. Supplies can be very difficult to come by, and health as well. So you may be in a situation where you want to, you know, I'm going to disable this first, just to make this next part easier. So yes, I wanted to get a little bit more thought about it. Oh crap. You're supposed to be facing the other way, dude. Maybe I can... Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Yeah, see, that's what I like about the windows too. I made them specifically so the Strider could shoot through them. So if he's on you, he will try his best. They're not always great because there's such narrow sight lines, and I don't really know how. What the heck? Oh, you're still alive. And yes, the enemy positioning can also help too, because this space, the only way up and down is that stairwell. But I made sure to place enemies on both levels so that someone's bound to try and get behind you. Anyway, so now that these guys in here are dead, the camera, instead of summoning these guys in this area to attack you, they'll spawn reinforcements, so you need to take them out anyway. And to do that, there's a console, and I would have set up the wires and everything, given more time. Is he still looking at me? Oh, and then there, hold on, there are soldiers afoot. The shotgunners are really bad in these close quarters, which is why I wanted to really control that. There's always this risk when you're going into a building with Combine that you're going to turn a corner and get a shotgun to the face. There's no clear, very easy way to indicate to players that there is a shotgunner around. I wish there was, like the Chargers in Half-Life Alyx, but they're typically always a shotgunner in squads in this level, so hopefully players get the hint. Ooh. But yeah, so there I mess around with some of the visibility culling I'm doing so that you can see that there's a infinite ammo crate there. So that later on you can think like, how do I get that open? And stuff like that. But did they see me? Oh, they saw me. What is really cool about these buildings is that they're just close enough that soldiers will try and get sight lines into them from like the street and other buildings. So sometimes they can get in very unique places. Okay, I know there's one more in your squad. I'm getting low on health now. Good thing I disabled the cameras, because there is a cache in here. Yeah. I also wanted to limit player SMG grenades, but I thought there was such a nice win button, you know, when you're in a tough spot, and you just need to kill something fast. So I put them in the supply caches, but I didn't put more than 3. I don't like players running around with a bunch of SMG grenades. Now this room is another situation where I'm trying to mess with, what's it called? Player choice before a combat encounter starts, where you can do more than just fight with your guns. So there's an explosive barrel right behind this guy. Oh yeah, and there's also a vent. What the heck? Oh, there's 2. There's a vent right here. So you can either sneak in and try and snipe that explosive barrel, and if you look, oh, you can't really see it. Also, if you use your crowbar on this, they'll notice you because they'll hear the sound, which I didn't realize was a thing. There's also head crabs as well. So you could either open up the cages Far Cry style or hit the barrel. I'm going to open up the cages. If I... Oh, crap. There's also 3 guys in this room. 2 shotgunners to make you especially want to take pause. Oh goodness. Oh, hello, sir. Okay, I think that was your grenade. No, no, no. Oh, dang it. I need to save that rebel. That's very important. I guess one of the bullets opened up his cage. Oh, man. Well, time to show you the autosave system. I made sure to put autosaves by every single unique objective. Oh, hello. You got done dirty. I'm sorry, dude. I put autosaves by every unique objective, and I put in an automatic autosave system. Soldiers. I put in an automatic autosave system so that whenever your health got too low and you brought it back up to, like, if it got down to 20 and you brought it back up to 100, an automatic autosave kicks in as well. So, just trying to, because this level's so open, it's so difficult to figure out when a good time to do an autosave is, and I know health is one of those big ones, so that's the main way I try to generate dynamic autosaves. Because a player could potentially run around the entire level, not complete any objectives, but still, like, make a bunch of progress. And, yeah. I've never had a fight in here before. This is cool. I like the silhouettes of this. That's really nice. I'll have to think about that later. That looks cool. Alright, at least just deal with these guys the old-fashioned way. Oh no. Don't shoot him! Oh god, you guys have so much health! Please don't die on me, man. Oh yeah. Let me just put up this text so you can see it. Okay, so I would have actually gotten some custom scenes if I brought this to completion. Because again, I need the person over the radio. They're alerting you about the state of the objectives, reminding you what to do. And at the start of the level, they were going to remind you that one of their friends went missing. And so if you find that person was scouting for a rocket launcher caches and stuff like that. And so this is sort of my big side quest for this mission. Because every Dishonored 2 level has a sort of major side quest. And this would be my idea of that. So you could either, you know, do everything else with getting the rocket launcher in that main building I was talking about earlier and just get rockets from around the level, or try and get to that infinite rocket cache that I talked about. Or you could do this guy's side quest and have a cache of really nice supplies and get the rocket launcher that way. So there's 2 ways to get the rocket launcher. Or you could take out the mortar cannon, and I think there's a rocket launcher in there. We'll have to double check. But I want to take out the Strider first because he's annoying. Anyway, let's get this guy going. So this is another example of the knowledge I was talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, you waiting for me to go? Oh, they're soldiers? Oh! he can die, so... Oh, he killed him! No! Well, I can still... What, who? Wow, he ran straight into a shotgun. That's another thing, is trying to figure out some form of dynamic scripting where you could follow this guy was very difficult to do. So I tried using standoffs and interruptible assaults, but sometimes he'll just eat it anyway. But he was trying to lead you over here, because he said over by the theater. This is supposed to be a movie theater, if that wasn't obvious. What was that? Whatever. And so he's supposed to come over here and then wait for you and be like, yeah, there's a cache in here, and then kick it down. Well, the thing is, he talks about how it just needs enough force, because they tied it with a rope on the other side. So if you already know about this cache, and you don't want to go to all the trouble to rescue that guy, you can just open it yourself. Which I, again, just tried my best to make it where knowledge is the main currency in this level. So you can kind of learn all the tips and tricks to get things done. And so then you find the rocket launcher, and you realize you need a handle. And then it's another step to this side quest. And this also has a bunch of limited shotgun ammo, because shotgun ammo has been kind of limited so far. On purpose, because I think the only resupplies, you get like shotgun shells, like there's like 2 boxes, and they're both in caches. That is, like the one going by cameras, and another one somewhere over there, I think. So this is your only main supply of shotgun ammo, and the shotgun's so useful in this level, which is why I limited it. Again, to make you think a little bit more about combat encounters. And this is the only charger in the entire level. I use health chargers to kind of signify, here are resupply points you might want to retreat to if things get bad. But this is the only suit charger. Actually, wait, I think there's one inside of the main building. Anyway, and so this is supposed to, all this stuff here is supposed to imply that the wheel is actually over there if you follow the blood trail. And figuring out how to get there is another mystery, which I'll get to in a second. But, or you can you grab the... No, you can't grab the door from there. You could, there was a point where you could actually grab that chair from there, but yeah, it's not really clear. And so this is where I'm trying to encourage players to understand how the space all connects together. So you can kind of see this fire escape, but you can't quite see where it goes. So if you investigate, so get up here, open this up. No, starter's gone. You investigate here, you can see this fire escape goes to the top floor, and you're like, okay, well maybe I can get on that fire escape. And you go into this building you've already been through and start looking for ways to get up to the fire escape. And yeah, these windows are blocked, but they keep going. And there's a window over there. A little bit higher, and... oh yeah, this door's locked too. There's a way to open that. I'll show that in a second. And the soldiers follow me. And this window's open. Now, let me see if I can kill these. No, they'll probably lose me once I get back here. If they don't, this is gonna get ugly. Maybe they haven't lost me. Who are they shooting? Oh, hey! I have a grenade. I know there's one more of you. There was one time they spotted me down there, and that got really dicey because, well, you'll see in a second. Oh, let me get the secret up here. There's a, you can't get into this window, but there is a magnum in there. So you can just grab it with the gravity gun. Which is always fun to do. This is a really annoying staircase too, because I don't think the NPCs can actually navigate this, and it's just small enough for the player. Oh, hello. You're supposed to wait until I drop before you spawn. But when you get down here, there's a poison zombie, the only one in the level, guarding the wheel, sort of acting like a weird mini-boss or something. And everyone hates poison zombies, so they're always fun to surprise people on when they turn a corner. But there was one time I got here, and the soldiers were patrolling past this doorway here, and they spotted me. I hear a head crab. Huh. And they spotted me, and so I got stuck between the poison zombie and them shooting at me, and that was, ooh, that was gross. But yeah, and then you can grab this. So this is really complicated. And I figured on people's first playthrough, they probably wouldn't find this. But if they find that rebel and get his dialogue, they'd probably be like, oh, there's something more here, and maybe I want to replay the level and see what happens. Okay, good. Let's try this to patrol it, and then I can get the yep. And I created a little hole in the grate as well, so that you could not have to go around the entire way. I think there's actually a poison head crab in here. Ah! Oh my god! I thought he was supposed to be on the floor. I know I put him on the ceiling. Man, I'm mean. When you're your own worst enemy. And then we finally get the rocket launcher. All things considered, I probably should have put like a sound or something when you finally got it, like a music cue, and then infinite shotgun ammo, and whew, we're getting souped up. I'm still kind of dreading fighting this Strider because this fight can get rough. I use the Half-Life 2 default AI, so the bullets aren't that damaging. I wanted, when making this mod, to make it where Striders can do more damage, because in Half-Life 2 they do 10 damage per bullet, I think. But in Episode 2 they nerfed it for the finale, so they only do 5. Which, oh goodness, hey. I gotta say, seeing these guys run down the street to get at you and like spot you from a distance always looks really cool. You are throwing a grenade. Conserve your ammo, dude. Don't reload out in the open. Okay, yeah, and then here, if you noticed before, we had that rocket launcher, and then there's actually a breakable board there. So let's do that, but I don't like. I'll show you why we shouldn't stay there. Let's explore this building here. Okay, yeah, there's nothing in there. I'll go there in a second. And then, oh, and there's another crossbow there, boarded up by that, so you can actually shoot those boards and then be able to get the crossbow from that side, or pull it with the gravity gun. I think. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I forgot how bullet resistant these boards are. Wow, that was some auto aim right there. I normally don't play with auto aim because I'm normally playing on Okay, that shouldn't be taking that long. I should have put these to 1 health. I thought that was... Oh, there it is, yeah. Oh, you can just bring it down the street. Anyway. Then you... Oh, I missed. Come on. Then I have this mean one right here waiting in the corner. Again, I use Zombines, well, because they're awful in close quarters, and I'm a mean person, but also because they have more health than your standard zombie. And I'm just trying to limit the number of enemies, so I use slightly harder versions of some of these enemies. Difficult versions of some of these enemies. And then that's another way to get up there. So you had the turret blocking the way. If you were out of grenades, that'd be kind of hard to deal with, especially because it's in a doorway. And it's guarding an entire stairwell, so there's no real alternate ways to get to it. So I added this side path so you could jump from this building down to there. And I think the AI can actually jump this too, but can't jump up, obviously. And there's soldiers in there, and the other rocket launchers in there. There was supposed to be some hints towards that, like dead bodies and talk of a big fight, and you could actually heal the rocket launcher before the level started up. But yeah, this level's, it's like the perfect layout, honestly. Oh goodness, you got me. Oh my god, you got me. Ow. I normally don't fall for that. That was surprising. And then infinite rockets. Yeah. If I can just get the Strider to come here. Hey, buddy. That's another thing, is these are actually really risky places to shoot the rocket because the windows are so small. You risk having it run into the window and hitting you. But you know what? Yeah, I'll go a little bit out in the open because it's way easier to shoot him from ground level, but a lot more dangerous. There you are. Oh, hello, you've got friends. Oh, what the heck? No, he's coming. He's coming. Oh, he's coming. Oh, that was bad timing. That's why I like to fight Striders on hard, is because they do a lot more damage. I just really wish there was an easier way to fix that. Then again, most people actually don't know how Striders behave in terms of how to fight them properly. What just happened there? Oh, I also made it so the Strider gets retreats if it gets hurt too much. Come on, man. I know you want to do it. Get over here. Come at me. You know where I am. There you go. I'm trying to get him to do his script. Oh, there it is. He'll actually dynamically blow up parts of the level once he gets the right health level. Or you're in near an infinite rocket crate, will it make him especially mad. Oh, he's crouching down. Which that's always... Oh, there's the AR2 guys I was talking about. Yeah, see any retreats. AR2 soldiers, I've said this before, they are awful, especially with these long sight lines. They start following the Strider and guarding him. Oh, goodness. Oh, someone's shooting me. And so that's why I try to make the Strider more challenging. Is by just having infantry to kind of mess up your... Oh, he's almost dead. Oh, I can get in there. I can get in there. Right? How do I... Oh, I need a... I think there's rockets. I think I can get these rockets. Yeah, that'll be fine. Actually, this is why it's good to know the level layout. So when you need to get resupplied and don't have to run all the way back to a certain spot, you know where to go. Okay, where are you, buddy? I hear you. Oh, so he looks so cool, silhouetted against these buildings, like in these alleyways. Strider's just awesome, man. Brilliant design. I just wish they were a little bit better to fight. Oh, that was awful. That's a lot tougher sometimes. Oh well. And then this is where things change. So the... Oh, wow, you guys are using the barricade. Excuse me. That entire building over there starts locking down, and the mortar cannon... Reinforcements spawn in. The mortar cannon starts targeting this side of the river. And so it's a new problem to deal with. If you took out the mortar cannon first, the Strider would go into its more destructive mode earlier, and the AR2 defensive guys would spawn earlier as well. That normally only happens when the Strider's on half health, and you've gotten a couple hits in, and it made sure that you had a rocket launcher. But now that, oh, nah, I shouldn't clear this building. Fine. Oh, good, I picked up crossbow ammo. He's just trying. Oh, that was awful. I'll move up on it. There's more stuff I can show. There's also multiple ways to take down this building. Oh, that hurt a lot. Let me get some health. Ooh, duck and weave, duck and weave. This isn't working at all. Sometimes I can like get them never to hit me if I'm running fast enough. Other times they just manage to hit me with everything. I don't get it. I really don't. I think I guess because they don't lead your shot. They don't lead targets. I mean, they can, but these ones aren't set up to do that. So if I go fast enough, they have to try and track me. But I guess if they're... Oh, goodness. Sneaky, nice and easy. No one sneaks up on me. There's also an entire side building here. This is one of the last buildings I made, so this one's not the best. But, it's more open, which is nice. It's also partly... Oh, that kills you. Or drop it on you. There we go. So that's always fun to do. And then, again, shotgun ammo is precious. So, that was what that secret was. But yeah, so this destroyed building is sort of your sneaky route. But the Combine know of that, so they put turrets in here. I could try chucking a grenade, but I can... Okay, maybe... Hello! Nice. Grenades are so useful on this level. To do that on purpose, I like grenades a lot. And any chance I play... Oh my god. Any chance I can give players to use them is nice. Although I think some players get too much stuck in the idea that grenades are the only way to take out turrets. But, if that's how they think, I'll take advantage of that. And then, yeah, so there's a sneaky route this way. If you go through here, you'll be able to see it, and you realize you can't get there, so you need to drop down but you can't see the way directly. So again, it's using that knowledge of the space. So you can kind of see these drop-down ledges, and then remember that they connect to this part. That's another thing about making these buildings so small, is it's really easy for someone to figure out their layouts. They're not super complex mazes. Anyway, let's oh, and that AR2 guy right there, he's not always there. He's one of the... Oh, and there's a patrol. Okay, I'm gonna have to... I'm not gonna go this way, that's too close. I'm gonna go outside. No. Whoa! Get you guys off there. I need some space, man. What? Oh, that gun did nothing. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. And so this is, I'll show this out actually, because the fences are turned off, or they're on, or whatever. Oh goodness! I just want some health. Leave me alone. The shield's turned on too. By default, that's turned off, and this guy will turn it on. So if you sneak in here early and kill him, he will never turn on that shield. And so I can disable it in here, but there's actually another mechanic that that I'm trying to teach the player. Which is one thing about these open levels, it's hard to teach the player something, because they're never funneled into an area, but if I don't get shot, there's a power node up there, and you take that out and it turns off the power. Because to turn off the mortar, you're going to need to do more of that. Oh, my health is getting low. Die. Stop it. Hold on one second. I think there's supplies over here. I see I've used like the whole level so far. I haven't gone that main building. That main building's no... Oh, I forgot about the mortar. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. That makes especially assaulting this from a head charge with the mortar shooting at you really tough, especially on those streets over there. One thing I did like doing though... Stay back. With these streets was destroying them. Like having them look like the Strider fired and yanked up sections of it. Which was really fun because it creates a lot of nice cover in these otherwise not so open areas, and it was nice because I didn't have to just put cars everywhere, and it just looks cool. It's really unique geometry. I'll show off. I'll show that here real quick when I get killed. Like I just like this. Like you get some nice cover down here, but it's also still like there's still plenty of movement because you can kind of go that way. And this is sort of a dead end, so if you want to jump down quickly, it's just really cool. Oh, that hurt. Okay. I should probably kill them before more reinforcements spawn. And this room is, oh, this is a one to fight. There are two ways this can go. There are cameras in here earlier, and there's still some right now. And so the camera mechanic from that other building is supposed to be a hint as to how the cameras work in this building as well. So you need to find an alternate path if you don't want to alert them. If you do alert them, enemies spawn in and the shield activates. And then more turrets. So this building's supposed to be a combination of all of the mechanics you've sort of learned out there in that more open space. Because you're going to get funneled into this building. This is one of the few buildings where there's only really one way up, and that's through either that vent there or this main entrance. And so all of the mechanics are sort of coming together now. Also, these hopper mines are originally up there, and when the building goes on full alert, when you kill the Strider, they drop down. So just making things a little bit more challenging. If you're being attacked by enemies, you could easily get pushed in. Because I stayed back, I think most of the enemies spawned already. And so I'm not fighting them as I'm pushing in. I've already killed most of them. I tried to control that as much as I could, but sometimes you just gotta let the AI do what the AI does. And then there's this nasty combination. Oh, come on. Which this is really hard to deal with. If you're fighting the Combine and you're getting pushed from both sides, like if a patrol gets you from behind, and the guys in here are fighting you, these turrets will block your progress. Oh my god, okay. I need to think of something new here. I'll just rush it. Okay. I like floor turrets. They're cool mechanics. They're a little bit boring the way they're used in the Overwatch Nexus, but I think there's a lot of potential for them in gameplay. And I just haven't seen a lot of mappers use them that well. Ah, yes, and then the Breen Shrine and there's a turret hidden underneath the statue. I just thought that was cute. But if you trigger it, okay, well, something's going wrong there. If you trigger it, it also has some really nasty sight lines, but I just thought that was funny, having it like giving it a little green hat. I like museums. I want to do more levels involving museums and stuff like that, because they have really open layouts. And if you've ever been to a museum, a lot of times I'll actually use level design principles when building them, especially in those kind of linear exhibition halls where they do, where they have like, you're going through the story of history. And there was one that was really nice that I went to where it was like the hallways were getting narrower and narrower as you got into more darker times in history. And then it got to a point where like something really awesome happened in history and the entire floor plan and room opened up. It was really well done. Yeah, before I destroy this, there's actually 2 shotgunners out here because there's one there and one there. Well, the camera, if it spots me, they're supposed to attack me, but they're not behaving today. This is the story of my life with this level. Okay. Oh, you might want to go on that, dude. And so the mortar cannon is actually manned by a guy, and so you can actually use it, and it works perfectly fine. And you can shoot at soldiers down below. Oh, those are the guys in that building who are talking. And they'll actually avoid it, and it's a lot of fun. I wish I had made an official level where you use this thing. This is kind of complex to set up in the first place. I mean, not really, because you can kind of do it anyway, but to make this thing rotate properly, so it's not like rotating up and down with the way you're looking. Oh, that's the camera. I was wondering what that was. Oh, and then the shotgun is to make sure that, because the only way there's a guy who would come on the radio if you kill the shotgun is that, like, hey, you have to actually disable the cannon. If you don't, they'll keep manning it. And so from this room over here, they keep spawning. Is that a person? Oh, he's dead. They'll keep spawning shotgunners. And so you also need to watch your back when you're manning it. You can use it to hurt the Strider, but it doesn't really work all that well. And then peeling off these panels is always finicky, but because you can grab them and then they just kind of drop, or not, depending on how you grab them. But again, I want to figure that out later on. And it's a slight puzzle, you know. I can't get to these orbs. How do I disable the generator? And instead, you just drop it. Drop the base. Oh, come on. Yeah, there they go. And then the entire, and the story would have been that now that you've disabled everything, the rebels can start their attack. And at that point, the entire streets are supposed to be opening up into chaos. Oh, there's a rocket launcher here. Cool. The streets are supposed to be opening up into chaos, and the person's supposed to come over the radio and be like, hey, you have to get back to the boat. Well, that entire place is becoming a war zone. You're going to get caught in the crossfire. Or some contrived reason like that. And so there's some scripting going on to kind of imply that that's what's happening. It's mostly just background ambience, though. The patrols that I was talking about earlier, they hit their maximum level of respawn here. And I think they're already fighting outside. And that dropship just keeps patrolling forever as well. Because the sound of them is very stressful, just hearing them move around. Oh, I found him. Are you stuck on that? Oh, God. Oh, I think... No. Why were you back there? Where were your friends? Strange. And then some soldiers and rebels spawn up on these buildings and just start shooting at each other from across the way. There's supposed to be an RPG guy who takes out this APC here. What the heck happened to you? But it's not. Maybe I can take it out myself. She's console anti-fire. See, self-destruct. No. Destroy. There we go. Yeah, because the rebels don't start spawning over here on the rooftops until that APC blows up. And it's glitched. The guy who's supposed to be firing the rocket launcher on that bridge, which I wish you could see, but the angle's just wrong. He is very skittish. I don't know. RPG rebels are difficult to deal with. Anyway. So, as the final hurrah, as you're making your rush as these patrols just keep coming, if they can get to you, is you. I don't know what happened to your squad, dude. You guys just spread out. Maybe I don't spawn an extra AR2 guy. Maybe it's just an extra SMG guy. Huh. Anyway, you start fighting Combine elites. They aren't much of a challenge, but and their energy balls, this isn't a good environment for them. But, oh well. I didn't want to spawn hunters, and if you're not careful with your health and ammo, they will kill you. So you probably want to resupply at that point, if you haven't already depleted the entire map. They do make you flinch though when they fire those energy balls off. You know what, since this is, I'm probably never going to release this, let me show off that one main building that we never got to go to. I'd love to keep some secrets, but I think they're all still plenty around. I just have completely forgotten about. Hello there. Just forgot about you. Oh my god. Really? And this is also, the Strider can spot you so easily from here. And, oh, they can see me. Oh, dang it. I also really love the combat space in here. I want to do more vertical fights inside of rebel buildings. Because I think there's only 3 soldiers in here, but they put up a pretty good fight. I think there's 2 shotgunners? Maybe, oh, yeah. Where'd you go? What the heck? Oh boy, you didn't die from that. Someone put the force on these guns so high, I think that's hilarious. When you just shoot him and the body just goes flying. Yeah, and so there's... What's that about? Why do I have... Oh, that's just kind of alerting you for this building. But yeah, see, there's a jump down here, so you got to totally complete... circumvented that turret, and you wouldn't have started at the low ground when the enemies attacked you. But this is a specifically hard building to rush, especially in the beginning, because these turrets can see you, and this is the only route up to here. And so the turrets can end up shooting you in the back, and the Strider's patrolling the whole time, so he can start shooting through these big windows. And then there's an RPG up here, which I picked up already, yeah, by this dead guy. Who is you? And then this is also really close to the patrol spawn points, so they'll typically hear the gunfire and come to investigate. Where did you come from? Oh my god. That's what I'm saying, man. They sneak up on you. I don't. You think you know what they're gonna do? Like, how did you get over here? Like, this isn't the quickest route to me. What did you do? Oh my god. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's fun, but oh boy. And that's why I like playing this with my AI improvements, is because they're a little less glitchy in these open environments. There's still some of that going on, but there's more stuff in place to catch it if it does happen. And the thing about the patrols that's nice is I made it so that they're easily interruptible as well. It's not like using AI scripted schedules. And I made it so that their patrolling behavior, you know, where they just run around randomly, walk around randomly, that kicks in as well if they end up getting off their patrols, just due to sounds or something. Yeah, where was I? Oh, and then there's this side room here, which it's very easy to get trapped in here if the turrets spot you. But there is some more supplies. And grenades, so you could potentially, you know, get them off the turrets with the grenades. But yeah, I think we're approaching the end here. I'll just get back to the beginning. I think I covered everything. I'm basically just showing off the level. A lot of thought went into this, and I really want to try doing something like this again, and I've thought about it. But this layout is just so... Oh my god, what the heck? Okay, I've never seen that happen before. Ignore that. You didn't see anything. Combine have invented flight. Who knew? What was I gonna say? This layout, I think, just works so well, and I just can't think of a good layout that comes at the same level of quality, because it's not a perfect square, so it's an interesting shape. It's like a triangle, and there's something in every building. Like, if I were to redo this, I'd want to do different objectives, but getting gunships to be stealthy is really difficult, and you'd have to use Combine because you need to have like technology and stuff. You can maybe do it with antlions, like you have to turn on a thumper. Who's shooting me? Oh, turn on a thumper or something. It's just this is just kind of like an alignment of the planets, so to speak, that just made this layout work so well. I'd love to try it again, but I can't think of anything that goes to the same level. I kind of just put everything into it. But who knows? Maybe I'll just put pixels to the brush. That was an awful metaphor. Yeah, I'll just put like just work in the editor some, and maybe something will happen. But I thought about doing this in Alex as well, but it's hard to do wide open levels like that have the same flair in that game, because things have to be a lot smaller just due to the nature of teleportation and, you know, VR and whatever. But yeah, so I think that's that. Oh yeah, and this building can blow up too if the Strider gets here. And then you would have come back. You were like, hell yeah, you did it, buddy. Woo! Let's get out of here before this entire place blows up. And then you would have gotten the boat. In the boat, because you would come in from that bridge, so you can have this nice vista of everything. And then as you leave, you would have come back here, and I would have spawned a bunch of background NPCs, like let me get on this boat. And there would have been like an APC over there or something, and you could see the rockets kind of curving up, see all the tracers going back and forth, Combine dropships coming in over the edge, rebels firing missiles just from the rooftops at the dropships, which is an RPG guy back there. He's supposed to be firing missiles at that dropship, but he's not for some stupid reason. I could do his job for him. But yeah, just imagine that, but I didn't shoot it. And then it would have just been like, oh, you did it, Freeman, you sparked the revolution or something. Because this is like the only bridge left to this district or whatever. Whew. But yeah, that's the level. I think I have one more map I want to show off, and then I think I'll probably get back to some more other types of videos. I do have a bunch of other ideas I'm working with. If you guys have any suggestions of anything you want to see, like a good example is how to use assaults. Not how to set them up, but how to use assaults in Half-Life 2. If you've worked in the editor, you know what that is. Because I think most people use them wrong. Or just like, I don't know, Half-Life Alex tutorials, which is, I'm still figuring out, but I'm getting there. Anything like that, if you guys want to see, let me know. And this is Abraham Lee, signing off.